Hello everybody, I'm back for this second installment on this cheap truck build. Here we have this cheap dollar store truck that we built, and we glued some spiky bits to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply some rivets, and I'll show you how I do that. Here I have some rivets. These are just homemade punched out rivets that I punched out using a leather punch. And for this I'm going to use super glue. I'm going to use my cheap dollar store super glue. A, because it's cheap and it's strong enough to hold these rivets, and B, it has a skinnier nozzle, which means I can get a little bit more controlled blob when I go. So I'm going to put a few blobs down on this piece, just little blobs. Put them where you're going to put the rivet. And then I take a toothpick and you can just use a tiny bit of glue to make the tip sticky. Like touch the glue with it and then wipe it off, and then you still have enough stickiness to drop these rivets. Sometimes it's still a little too sticky. This is still a little bit wet here. And then you just come in and lay them down. So I'll work on this piece. And if you know where you're going to put your rivets ahead of time, you can, you can daub glue. You can prepare multiple segments simultaneously. There we go. That's a nice one. Oh, tap it with the non-sticky end. There we go. Let me show you guys this thing. Come in here, drop, 2, 3, 4 blobs. This is where you get, all of your detail in the model. So the first video was just all of the basic parts, and then the second video we're going to do some more detailing. Nice. Nice. And I can do some on the side here. Flip it over here. This is where the fun is. Doing Ork Trucks. And so far, we're still basically under $10 with this build. This is all these rivets and all these things. These are all free materials. Now, because I use a punch, there actually is kind of like a top and a bottom to these rivets. Just because the way the punch punches out the plastic that I'm using, one like what I call the top side has more of a rounded shape to it, like dome-ish, whereas what I call the bottom side has a slight recess. So, you know, if you see me like flipping them around or like picking them, like doing this where I pick the rivets up and then I drop them again, it's just because I'm flipping them around. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. And we can do a few on this wheel as well. Just something to add to the flavor of your truck. Some minor detail, you know, but it shows up well in the paint job. So you'll really like spending the extra time to put these rivets on. There we go. Some nice orky rivets. It's pretty cool. And I'll flip her around. Let's do this guy on the back here. He wants some rivets. And the corner. Oh. So let's do it. There's a daub. There's a daub. It might look a little shaky, but I think I went along a straight line. Let me get my handy dandy block here and boost this truck up on its front end. Put another block behind it so it won't fall. And that'll make it a lot easier for me to apply these. But you don't have to go in a straight line. This is an Ork Trukk. They don't care where they bolt their sheet metal down. They have no code restrictions whatsoever. There we go. And I'll put a little down here. Just, you know, something to hold that piece together. Here we are. Here we go. Nice. That'll work. Alright, and we have this side here. So over here I'm going to actually do like 4 corners. And then I'll do a strip here. And a strip here. And I use the gel super glue for this, so you get a little bit of working time. So that's how I can go ahead and apply glue to places where I know I'm getting ready to go. Nice. It's a good fit. Sometimes you get a little too sticky, and just come in with your dry end and adjust your position. There we go. And that's another benefit of working with the super glue gel. You actually have a little extra time to move things around before you get your permanent hold. There we go. Not bad, not bad. This is a pretty quick build too. My last video was about 45 minutes long, and it could have been quicker. You know, if you were just building, I was explaining things and telling how I did stuff, and I was able to pretty much completely, you know, build this truck in 45 minutes to an hour. So now we've got some rivet features. We've got some Ork bits on here. I mean, this thing is ready to roll. This thing is basically ready to go get a paint job. What we also want to do is we will put a magnetic piece. And so what I mean by that is you get yourself a piece of tin can. This one's from a can of soup. And I cut off a little corner here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this down in the back of this truck here. And then in the future, I can make a magnetic part. I can add something to it, like a wrecking ball or a gun turret. You know, I can make a gun turret that has a magnet at the bottom, and it'll stick to this piece of tin. So you get a pretty decent sized piece. You know, that way you know that whatever magnetic piece you make will stick to it. So there we go. Got our magnetic piece for an upgrade. You know, just have like a, you know, here's a like a tractor shovel. You know, but I can make a magnetic piece that sticks on, and then you have your you know, and it'll move too. I'll be able to rotate this piece because it's magnetic. It'll be able to go whatever direction you want. So you can do claws, wrecking balls. You can come in, make a gun turret. You know, bap, magnet. And so, okay, so I am gonna go paint this thing, but what I wanted to show you on this video is one that I already painted to show you what it looks like when one of these gets completed. And here's one I did. that you can see here. Same model of truck, same style, but it's been painted. And I can do a painting video. I did do one painting video, but I can do this truck in a painting video too, just to complete the series. But I just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what these things actually can look like when they're done. Here is a biker boy. You know, he's up next to it. Here is another boy. We got a boss here. He can ride on the hood. You can toss a WOG banner in there if you want. You know, you got it all. And this is the perfect size for this boss. Any, like this biker model, the sitting down model, they'll fit right into one of these trucks. Perfect size. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and have a good day.